Welcome to Baby Boy Mulligan's Guitars, Mods, and Music. And today, we're going to do the finale of the Guitar Mafia giveaway. At least my finale. Then it's going to be shipping out to Fretnot to be given away. This guitar started out at RJ's Cave. He donated the guitar. This is a Donner Q1. And it went to Jade Guitars. They did this nice paint job on it. And the guitar came to me. It went back to RJ and it came to me. So I did complete polishing. I rounded the fretboard edges, cleaned up the edges of the frets. So now this guitar is definitely not cut sheet. Put in a new humbucker pickup. It is a 14.5K coil split switch. It has Geiger vintage locking tuners that Jade put on it. Roller string trees. I did file the nut down across the top. It was too high. I did fill and recut the nut in 3 places. And just put my little signature on it. So set the intonation, set the saddles, the string height, which is about 1.7. Because these are 10s. I play hard, and if I put it any lower, I get a little fret buzz. Because at 1.5, I was buzzing on some of these lower strings. So they're going to be like 1.65, 1.7. And then I went up to like 1.75 on the lower bass strings. So, no buzzing, sounds great. Tightened up the jack because the jack was loose. Jack, shout out to Ted. Ted Tells Guitars and Life. So, today we're just going to demo the guitar because everything else is done. So, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And as Ted says, let's get into it. All right, guys, let's do this demo. So the new pickup's all installed. Our switch is installed for our coil split. So we're going to start with the full humbucker. And I got something new for you. And with the coil split. So that is the improvement there. I did all of the frets over. I did all of the edges. So there is nothing, no catch-in or anything. I rolled the edges of the fretboard. Filed down the nut. Filled the nut in a couple of spots because it was very loosey-goosey up in here. Oiled the nut. Oiled the bridge. The locking tuners, the Geiger locking tuners were already on there from Jade. and the roller string trees. So the only thing I did was put the switch in, wired it, and put the humbucker in. So that was some high gain. I will split it with the new pickup. Alright, and now the coil split with the bridge in the middle. And just the middle. And the middle and the neck. And the neck. So it can definitely rock. So now that I played a little bit, using my Johnny 3-bar foot pedal, which is an OCD pedal. Let's just put on no effects at all except for the EQ. Down a little, because this pickup is hot. Very hot. Let's split it. So split the bridge and the middle. And with the full humbucker. In the middle. Middle and the neck. And the neck. That's a nice warm neck pickup. And now let's throw my effects on this. We'll go back down the line now. Middle and bridge, or sorry, middle and neck. Middle. Middle and the bridge now. Split. And just the bridge split. And the full humbucker. Put the dirt on it. Let's split. Okay. I haven't played in about 5 days, guys. I've been sick, so. Okay, I'm going to give up on that because I need to practice. But anyway. Just doing some crazy bends. Okay, so now let's check the tuning stability. Okay, I got a slight, let's see, slight out in the E. A's perfect, D's perfect, G's perfect, B's perfect, and E is perfect. So, tuning stability is pretty darn good with all those stretches. And I've had the strings on here for a few days because, like I said, I was sick, so it was sitting on the bench over there. Now I'm going to play this with just Johnny 3 Bars pedal. That is in the low range. This is the high range. I had to cut the video because I had a vibration and it was driving me crazy. And here's what I found. This was all the way over here, and it was actually poking into the body, and you can actually see the original red color of the guitar. It was rubbing here and all along this edge. So when this was put back together, apparently this was put over here, and this one was over here. And that wasn't working in the size of this cavity. I mean, there's barely enough clearance over here for this claw. You can barely get this in here. Look how hard that is to get out. I'm actually thinking about filing this down a little bit, this claw, so that it doesn't try to rub in this corner. So I'm going to get my flat file here. This one's not as skinny. I've got the guitar all set back up, so I don't want to mess with that. Get this. Another size I can get in there that's smaller. Maybe this flat edge side with the tip. Nope. This is the guy. Gonna have to kind of wedge this in here and just try to get this. I don't know if it's because there's that little bit of thickness of the paint, but I'm gonna have to pull some of this paint away, chip this out of the way, and then I'm gonna have to get down in there with a little bit of clear nail polish just to cover this up so that the paint doesn't start peeling. Bad design, Donner. Need to route that hole just a little bit more for this to fit in there right, because you can look and see how tight that is. Man, that's tight. But now that I just took that little bit of paint off, if I didn't have the guitar all set up and I found this, I would have changed the claw, because I have extra claws. But what's done is done. So we're going to fix it the best we can. There went a piece of paint. All right, there we go. Get my little vacuum out here. Get some of that. Flip it over. Get that out of there. And I'm out of canned air. So that will have to do. This is the best little thing. Just having to pull the big vacuum out. Because it's late night, I don't know if I'll wake my neighbors up. And there we go. That's cleaned up. Now we're just going to throw a little bit of clear nail polish in here to protect this paint. And I just had to dig out of there. All right. And there it is. There's a little spot right there. It's nothing I did there, but that's a little spot. All right. So that is done. All right, guys. So sorry about all the edits, but I'm not feeling good. I'm getting better, but I just had to get this video done. The guitar sat for like, I think almost a week finished because I had to go away, and then I came back, and then I got sick. So anyway, thank you for watching Baby Boy Mulligan's Guitars, Mods, and Music. Now, remember to watch this guitar's journey from the beginning. So watch RJ's channel, watch Jade Guitar, watch my videos, and watch Fret Not. I usually do 2 videos and then a couple of shorts in between to show off the guitar, play it in a mix. So watch them all, subscribe to all the channels, like, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. We'll see you next time.